Hello guys, ghouls and non-binary spirits. Today we are going to be making cinnamon swirl bread as stated in the title. First things first, we're going to want a clean bowl. Then we're going to add 1/4 cup of warm water, add 1 packet of yeast, and 1 teaspoon of sugar to activate the yeast. We're going to stir it all up together, and then once it's all foamy, we're going to let it sit to the side so it can bloom. Also want to give y'all a little sneak peek of what I'm planning on doing in a few future videos. This is my sourdough starter. It is currently on day 3 and I'm ordering some stuff so I can make sourdough bread, so expect a sourdough video coming out soon. A little disclaimer for this video, I will be using a stand mixer with a hook attachment. If you do not have a stand mixer or a hook attachment, that is completely okay. It will just take you a little bit longer to do your recipe by hand, and you may not get the same results as me in my video. In our stand mixer, the first thing we're going to do is add that bloom yeast. And as you can see, it's all frothy on the top. It kind of stays together, doesn't really break apart. You're going to add that into your mixer. Followed by 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of warm milk, or you can microwave it for 15 seconds if it's cold. Then we're going to add 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 large egg. Hashtag not sponsored, but I love this vanilla. It smells amazing, it tastes amazing. It's clear, so if you're making frosting or buttercream, it won't mess up your coloration. It was $18, and you know, if you bake a large container of vanilla at the store, the black kind that's liquid, is around $11 and it only lasts around 3 bakes. I've used this thing like 6 times already and I still have a bunch. Smells amazing, it's clear, I love it. Again, not sponsored unless they want to sponsor me, but you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of that. After you mix all your wet ingredients together, we're gonna add some salt. A little fun fact about salt, that granulated white salt you'd be using isn't really that good. Have you ever made something and used white salt and felt dehydrated or not your best, and then you use a different type of salt and you just feel really good? It's because iodinized salt, or whatever it's called, bunch of chemicals. Instead, you should be using pink salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt. These salts are natural from the sea and way better and healthier for you when it comes to salt. And then we're gonna add some cinnamon. It said 1 tablespoon, but I just added as much as I felt right. And mine still came out good. After mixing it, it kind of looks like, what's the word? French toast mix. Like if you ever made French toast, that's what it looked like. And I basically use the ingredients for French toast anyways. Once the wets are combined with the cinnamon and the salt, we're gonna slowly start adding in our bread flour. If you have AP flour, that's 100% okay. I will just be using bread flour as a preference. But we're gonna wanna add this flour 1/4 cup at a time, or 1/3, to make sure it blends all the way through and we get that nice, doughy, airy bread at the end of the day. You're also going to want to scrape down those edges just to make sure all the flour is evenly combined. At this point, I'm at either 2 cups and 1 3/4 cup. As we can look at the consistency, it doesn't really fall off the spatula. It kind of gloops on, but that is not the consistency we're looking for yet. But it is stretchy. Sadly, I forgot to record the other bits of me adding the extra flour. But you're going to want to put your dough on a lightly floured surface. And don't worry, I'm going to show you what the dough looks like. I think out of the 2 to 3 cups we needed, this time I only needed around 2 cups, maybe 2 1/4, because of the extra flour I put on this mat. But as you can see, it's kind of sticky, doesn't really stick to my fingers, and it stays together and it's not all runny. We're going to want to knead this. My dough was already pretty good already. It only needed a little bit of kneading. Next, we're going to want to put our little dough ball into a lightly oiled large bowl so it has area to expand. I like covering mine with a damp towel, that way the bread doesn't dry out and it stays moist, and also for some reason it helps with the rising process. When I usually just cover it with saran wrap, it doesn't rise as much for me. Now we're going to be going into making the cinnamon mixture, which is 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of butter, some cinnamon. Again, it says like 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, but I just eyeballed it. I just like my cinnamon. You're going to want to mix that all together until it's well combined. It's going to be kind of like a pasty consistency. After about an hour, our dough started rising. You can see it's way bigger than it was before, and it's ready for us to knead it and roll it out and put our cinnamon filling on the inside. On a lightly floured surface, you're going to want to put the dough down and roll it until it's about 1/4 inches thick. If you made this far in the video, put little cookie emoji in the comments. Next, we're going to get our cinnamon sugar mixture and we're going to spread it. As you can see, it's not the best to spread, but just with some patience and being careful and taking your time, you will get a smooth and even filling spread all around. And then we're going to want to roll this up. After mine was rolled, I don't have a loaf pan, but I do have a bundt pan. So I just oiled that up, put my mixture in there, and covered it while the oven preheated. After that, I let it sit on the counter, and then we went into cutting it. And I'll show you how the inside looks. If you want, you can add more swirl. You can make your swirl different or whatever. But I got a swirl. It tasted nice. Not so pretty, but baking isn't pretty, girl. But it came out perfect, soft, fluffy. It's still on the counter, and by the time I'm recording this, it's half gone. And that's how you make cinnamon swirl bread. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comments and let me know what you want to see next. Bye!